8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And it's game time. ConX5 here. We're in ck.ut on QuakeNet over here for this one-on-one Sateca duel tournament that we've got going on. Brand new one-on-one map. Maybe not brand new. It's one that we've been seeing development on recently. And we're going to go ahead and throw some players into this and see how it turns out. Still some tweaking going on with the map. As you see, Aljas here taking on Sunra1s3r, I believe is the correct way to pronounce that. And what you're going to notice is that 100 armor response at the very bottom there. Not unlike, say, a refinery lineup or layout, they have the 50 armor sort of caddy corner in the opposite corner of the map. This is essentially a box map. However, one big thing you will notice is that there's a giant green teleporter going from one side of the map more or less to the other. It's actually sort of centrally located. So it's essentially a shortcut for cutting off your opponent. That means it's relatively difficult to run in this map. It sort of adds a different dimension as opposed to a lot of Unreal Tournament maps where you can keep architecture in between you and your opponent to break line of sight. Here you can't do that quite as easily. I think this map is going to reward aggressive play and close quarters combat a lot more than many of the other Unreal Tournament 2004 maps that we're playing. So it kind of reminds me of a little bit of a Quake feel to it. So we hear this 100 armor should be coming back up soon. We'll see if Aljas gets a chance to contest that. He knows he's in a vulnerable position down there. You have that water that slows you down. He manages to steal it, but he's going to take some damage for it. I think he's going to win. Oh, that last LG shot. So he's pretty much down. His armor's not going to help him a whole lot here. He needs to pick up some health packs in a hurry. He gives up that 50 armor. He's actually at a disadvantage here. So he's trying to be aggressive here and like we say, cut him off and get that final bit of damage into that kill. But I think we're going to see on this map is a lot more fights where both players have low health than you might see on, say, an Ironic or a Refinery, where, or certainly on a bigger map like Rankin, we can put some distance between you and your opponent. There's not a whole lot of health on this map, but there are a few stacks of these right there. He jumped over those 5 sets of vials, or sets of 5 vials rather. And what that's going to allow you to do is stack up a lot more quickly. Certainly a map like Refinery is similar in that regard. That shock rifle being on the other side of that teleporter is kind of key in this map too, because it makes it impossible to completely deny the area. Oh, a flak primary coming out. You're seeing again just how powerful the close quarters combat or close quarters weapons can be in a relatively tight map like this. I think a lot of flak primary is going to be key if people want to control this map. It may be one of those maps where you actually, against certain players, you may actually prioritize flak and rockets over shock and LG. I think it's just going to depend on the players. You see him potentially faking that lift jump, I presume. You can actually do a lift jump to get straight up to the 50 armor there, dodging that link. So Sunra1s3r now gets a big flak ball in. That's going to allow him to run away there because Aljas cannot pursue him too fast, or he's going to take a flak ball to the face again and go down. So we're setting up for another fight over the 100 armor here. Sunra1s3r taking this sort of side staircase entrance. Aljas tries to sneak down. There's a little drop down right there. He tried to jump down and be sneaky and ninja that 100 armor, but risky move. He loses the life and he also loses the 100 armor, so now he's at a huge disadvantage. Obviously has no real weapons to fight with. I will get you a view though. The flak and link room seems to be a place where people who respawn are going to jump to first to try to. This room right here, you've got link gun at the bottom, you've got 8 health vials in there, and you got a flak cannon at the top. That's the room you're going to see a lot of people that are just freshly spawned running to try to get a little bit of I don't know, just sort of gather themselves again to attack, because it's sort of dead space if you're not in control of the map. But obviously if you need weapons and you need health and you're spawning right back at 100, that's what you're going to see a lot of people run through. So Sunra1s3r here on a spree now. Just about 10 minutes left in this, or just about 11 minutes left in this game rather. Oh, and able to get a steal. Aljas now able to finally jump in there and steal away 100 armor. He's had the timing of it the whole time. He's contested every one, but he just hasn't been able to run away or get away with it in quite some time. So that's pretty much negated though. He's taking all of this health back up. Oh, he blocks a rocket with the shock ball. A little bit of a lucky move there. Doesn't save him. Just like flak, we're going to see a lot of rockets coming out on this map because it's very difficult to dodge any kind of splash damage in this map. There's a few wide open areas. There's a nice prediction flak ball coming out. I know a lot of these players have played this map throughout its various iterations, and so while myself and a lot of people watching may not be all that familiar with it, you're going to see a lot of advanced movement and a lot of really good prediction from players that are fairly familiar with it. These guys aren't all brand new to this map. We're just sort of trying to shake out some of the new layout tweaks and things that have been going into this map. As you see, another fight over 100 armor there, this time going to Sunra1s3r. So we're going to watch him and see what he can do with this. This map is going to be key. Once you get a health and weapons advantage, you have to be aggressive. You can't just run around controlling the map and being happy with that, because you can rack up so many kills so quickly that you can't afford to not capitalize on having that advantage. Right now, you see Sunra1s3r here with over 100 armor. He gets a flak ball blocked by a shock ball. And you see right there that flak and that ramp with all those vials. All of a sudden you're at 140 health and you have one of the better weapons on this map. He's trying to contest that 50 armor. He may be better off just conceding it and taking some more vials and maybe getting himself some more diversified weaponry. So he's going to grab that shock rifle, lightning gun, and health. So you see he lost control of the map there, but he already got stacked back up. He had every weapon he needed and 175 health. And that's one thing this map will allow you to do, is if you're not super aggressive, like I think Aljas needed to be there, your opponent can get right back into the game very quickly. Even if you control the armors, there's so many vials and there's so many viable weapons that, I think it's really more of a, I guess you'd say it emphasizes combat a little bit more, combat and fragging ability a little bit more than strictly tactical use of, controlling the map and keeping armors away from your opponent, because armor denial not as big in this map, I think, because of the fact that it's so exposed and there's so many other options as far as vials and ways that you can punish your opponent even if you're not getting the 100 armor. The Sunra1s3r there. Oh, a nice little dodge move there. You're going to see a lot of people doing that so that you don't want to drop down in that alcove below the 50. It makes you really exposed. So he dodged right over there, was able to pick it up and keep moving. He's going to have the 100 armor at his disposal, but he's taking some rockets coming in, down to 11 health. Aljas can finish him off here, maybe go on a run to the zone. He's able to steal the 100 armor, takes him down. Let's go watch him now. He's still got 32 health, so he's going to get a decent amount of help out of that 100 armor. You do need to get a little bit more health to make full use of it. Oh, steals that shock, and now all of a sudden he's right on top of him. And one trick that you're going to see, or one sort of characteristic to note, is how each player decides to use that teleporter, especially coming from shock side to the other side. Are they going to dodge straight across, or are they going to do something else? And that can make them a little bit more predictable to their opponents. And you see Aljas now trying to track down his opponent, trying to find Sunra1s3r. He knows he's got that armor advantage, and he needs to take him out as many times as possible to try to close this gap. As you can see, he's down 11 to 5 right here. So still plenty of time, over 7 minutes left on a small map like this. Like I say, you can rack up kills pretty quickly, but you have to really be careful to listen to your opponent and try to predict where they're going so that you can get some good damage output on them. And this right here, what we're seeing is interesting. This is just a lot of sort of jousting over this 100 armor every time it spawns. If Aljas is going to come back in this map, he may decide to bluff at some point. He may need to sort of put some rockets down on one end and look like he's going to sit there and have their little one-on-one duel there, and then come around the other side and flank him and try to get some sneak attack damage from behind. Because right now he's losing a lot of these duels over the 100 armor. Even though he's in good position and he's there at the right timing, and he even has pretty good weapon and ammo most of the time, he's just not able to pull as many shots off and put as much damage down range. So he may consider trying to do something a little bit sneaky. Anytime you can be unpredictable on a map as quick as this one, it's going to give you a bit of an advantage. We're seeing him looking around right now, trying to find his opponent, trying to do a little bit of damage to him. And he's trying to get a good flak primary in, but let's see how low he's got him. Oh, Sunra1s3r takes that 100 armor. He's going to have a huge advantage here. Rocket's breaking him down, but yeah, Aljas basically concedes a kill there, trying to do some damage and break him down a little bit. Don't think he did enough to be happy with it, because Sunra1s3r still got essentially double the health as Aljas. And now he's picking up these vials, he's making his runs. Nice flak balls coming in, anticipating probably based on what he heard him pick up. That is another advantage to this, or another key to this map, I should say, is you can pull a major advantage on your opponent if you know what sounds to key into, and it'll tell you a lot about where your opponent's going and what they're doing. Again, not unlike a Quake map where you can predict your opponent's movements a bit ahead of time based on their pickups. A lot of the flow of this map is very circular and very sort of, I don't know, like I say, it folds in on itself a lot. So You're not running around the outside, like say in Ironic, and then occasionally cutting through. You're fighting a lot in the middle, and you're having to watch your back a lot. So Sunra1s3r keeping just solid control. How many 100 armors does he have so far? 5 so far. Where Aljas has picked up 6, but Sunra1s3r's really made the most of them. I think when Aljas has been picking up these 100 armors, he hasn't been able to go on many runs. And Sunra1s3r's been able to fight off Aljas whenever he's coming after him to try to break him back down after that. And I think that's really been the key to this match. They've both been on all the pickups, and they've all been contesting things, been in good position. I do think Aljas is probably trying to be as aggressive as he can be to keep Sunra1s3r down. There we go, finally doing some damage. Oh, I don't know how that shield blocked all that damage, but he finally takes him down with that shock. So now he's going to see Aljas try to be extremely aggressive now. He's down to about 4 minutes left. He needs to make up 11 kills here. It's doable on a small map like this, but again, he's going to have to be very, very aggressive. I wouldn't even focus on controlling weapons and armor at this point. You need to just find your opponent and get in his face and just basically shoot him in his grill. I mean, he can't let him... he can't get into these duels like this where he's going to be slowing him down and sort of taking coin tosses to see who wins these combos. He needs to absolutely be on top of him. And now you're seeing, I think Sunra1s3r doing a little bit better job than Aljas of making the most of his map control. I think that's what has made the biggest difference in this score differential here, is whenever Sunra1s3r goes up and gets map control, he's able to convert a few frags out of it. Ooh, a nice headshot coming out there. Right through the teleporter. One nice thing about teleporters, we don't see them that much in Unreal Tournament maps just due to the flow of the movement. It's very agile, but what we will see is some really impressive shots coming out as people come through the teleporter, both shooting themselves and shooting opponents. And I think that's going to be a key to any kind of highlights that we see, coming out from this map and things to watch for. So Sunra1s3r now taking a little bit of damage. He wouldn't say he's on the run, but he's definitely running low on weapon options right about now. He's going to just try to run around and try to survive a little bit. Again, it's not that easy to do on this map, just because of the way that this map sort of intertwines a lot. He's making his way over. He needs to try to pick up some of these vials somewhere in the map. He's waiting for shock to come up, but that's going to make him a little bit predictable. Might have been baiting Aljas through there and then waiting to come through flak. It's a pretty good move. You essentially have flak and shock a couple steps away from each other due to the teleporter right there. Oh, and you see a nice, just brutal prediction shot right there by Sunra1s3r, knowing where his opponent was going to go, just waiting, getting 2 flak primaries. It doesn't matter how stacked you are. You take 2 flak primaries up close like that, and you're done. And with 2 minutes left, that may actually be the map right there. As 14 frags in 2 minutes. This map may remind me of Quake layouts, but it's definitely not going to allow you to get any kind of runs going like you can in Quake. So you see all kinds of damage coming out by Aljas, but Sunra1s3r's just so stacked it just doesn't even matter. And he's able to pick up those health packs, doing a good job of being aware of what sections of the map he's in and where the items are that he needs to pick up. In that case, it was health packs. Still goes down, though. Aljas getting some more kills in. I don't know if this is going to be best of 1 in the early rounds and maybe best of 3 later, but Aljas, maybe warming up a bit or maybe just trying to get himself in the right aggressive mindset here. There's no chance of him winning this match, but maybe he can bring some momentum going into whoever he plays next. No, there you see right there. Every time they had fought over the 100 armor, Aljas had come back from the other side. He snuck around back there and caught Sunra1s3r from behind. If people are looking for something to use as a strategic advantage, Sunra1s3r might be a little bit predictable if he's doing that every time. Then again, I don't know if maybe he was only coming from that side because Aljas had always come from the other, and he was usually winning those battles. But that's another one of those player tendency things that you're going to be paying attention to as you start watching players play this map. Where they're going to go leading up to that 100 armor. Again, not unlike a refinery where it's an exposed sort of trench, and you're going to see people have a tendency to fall into habits, and you can use those against them. See spam coming out.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds left. These guys are just going to kind of chase each other down at this point. Oh, and a nice combo coming in there as Aljas having to just blindly chase after him. I don't know if frag differential or if there's any kind of tiebreakers like that. But anyway, this first map, maybe the first match, is going to go to Sunra1s3r, and I'll find out as soon as I can. You know, whether we're going to be best of 1, best of 3, what's going on here.
2, 1.